I want to talk about TPP, particularly as it pertains to the platform. Before we get to that, though, we have this tweet from Rachel Martin at NPR, who said in an interview conducted with Vice President Biden, he just said, "I've talked to Bernie. Bernie is going to endorse her being Hillary Clinton." Is this true?
I talked to Joe, I think it was 3 weeks ago. Look, on that issue, we are trying to work with Secretary Clinton's campaign on areas that we can agree on where the people who supported me, we got about 12, 13 million votes. And what they want to see, whether it is on moving toward making public colleges and universities tuition free, or moving very aggressively in terms of health care and moving us toward a universal health care system, significantly expanding primary health care. Those are the issues that we're working with Secretary Clinton on now, and I hope we can be successful. But
there is a difference. You've made this distinction between voting and endorsing, right? And we've seen, for instance, yes, Elizabeth Warren, who did not endorse during the primary. She has endorsed, and that endorsement isn't just, I'm going to vote for Hillary Clinton. She's been out on the stump. She's been affirmatively praising her. Is that something you can see yourself doing, or is it just the case that you are never going to come to enough policy agreement with Hillary Clinton that you will ever be in that position?
Well, Chris, let me back it up by saying I'm going to do everything that I can to defeat Donald Trump. I think for a variety of reasons. Number one, he's a pathological liar. That's not a good quality to have in a president. Number two, he wants to give hundreds of billions of dollars in tax breaks to the top 0.2% by repealing the estate tax. He thinks that climate change is a hoax. And maybe most importantly, we cannot have a president who goes around insulting Mexicans and Latinos and Muslims and women and African Americans. I mean, that's just outrageous. So I'm going to do everything that I can to see that Donald Trump is defeated.
But what if everything I can means going to rallies and doing the kind of thing that is standard part of endorsing a party nominee? Is that in that category of everything you can?
Well, I think as I've just said, I mean, it's no great secret. We're trying to do everything we can right now to make the Democratic platform the most progressive platform in the history of the Democratic Party. And by the way, we're having good success. I want to see that continue as the full committee meets in Orlando. We are working. I mean, as we speak, we are working with the Clinton campaign, trying to be able to come forward and say to my supporters out there, you know what? Here's the progress that we have made. Hear what Secretary Clinton is saying on this issue and that issue that means a whole lot to you. So I hope that we can reach that goal. We are not there at this moment.
Okay. One issue, outstanding issue. So what I'm hearing from you is basically the platform is very important to you substantively. It's a substantive commitment of where the Democratic Party's at. You feel that you've made progress. There are a number of things, for instance, opposition to the death penalty, which hasn't gotten a lot of attention, but is a pretty big change for the Democratic Party.
Wall Street. We got language in there that would call for the breakup of banks and the reestablishment of Glass-Steagall. So that's a pretty big deal.
Right. So there's been some very significant substantive victories. One area that was defeated was an anti-Trans-Pacific Partnership plank in the platform. And I want to read to you the account from the Washington Post, which seems to me credible, but would like to get your response. They said, according to people with knowledge of the platform negotiations, Sanders used his post-primary meeting with the president to say he would push for the party to officially oppose TPP. The president said he would not allow it. And since then, the White House has leaned on key Democrats to make sure the platform did not include a rebuke. Is that an accurate characterization of what happened between you and the president?
Well, I don't want to talk about a discussion that I have with the president. It's no great secret that President Obama, who I am very fond of, I have worked with him and supported him on so many issues. And I think this country will owe him a deep debt of gratitude when he leaves office for all that he has accomplished. On this issue, we have a fundamental disagreement. I think TPP is a continuation of disastrous trade policies of the past. And this is not just Bernie Sanders. This is every trade union in America, virtually every environmental group, groups like Doctors Without Borders, who understand that TPP will mean higher prescription drug costs for some of the poorest people in the world who will die because they can't get the generic medicine that they need. So, I am very strongly opposed to the TPP. And in a democratic society, people can have differences of opinion. That's kind of, United States Senator can disagree on an issue with the president.
I'm going to ask you just one more time on this Biden quote. He says you talked to him and you said you would endorse Hillary Clinton. Is that accurate? Is Joe Biden telling the truth, or is this a loose interpretation of what you said?
Well, Joe and I talked about 3 weeks ago, and as I said, right now, my hope is that we can reach an agreement on some very important issues, and I can go forward to the millions of people who support him and say, look, this is the progress that you've made. This is where we're going to go as a country. So I hope it happens. As of this moment, we're not there quite yet.
All right. Senator Bernie Sanders, thank you for your time tonight. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Chris.